morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure meeting with you. And I listened to you this morning. Would you please introduce yourself?
My name is Roberta, a son of McClendon. I'm from Austin, Texas. My husband is the Reverend Dr. B.W. McClendon, who pastors St. James Church.
Okay. Well, I was taken by your comments this morning as it relates to really what we need to be doing as it relates to our children and church. So could you give us a little bit, just a take on, repeat what you said inside?
You have to understand first, I'm church. When I say church, I mean Jesus. You know, and there's nothing that you can do without Him. And I know there are many people, and there's some in the church today that don't believe that.
Sure.
But He has to be first in everything. There's a lot going on. This world is full of injustices, period. But what can we do first? We got to get right with Him.
That's right.
And then He can lead us to our next step. I would rather be with Him than without Him, even though there will be turmoil.
Sure.
With Him.
Well, I think that a lot of what is missing with us today, with our children, we were anchored in the church. My mother never asked us if we wanted to go. She never said, meet me there. She always said, the car's, okay, she said the car is pulling out at 9 and everybody better be dressed and ready to go.
Right.
And that's what she did. That is what carried us through the rough stuff. Even when we left the church, we still had the church in us. How do we put that back into what the church and the people in the church are doing with our young people?
The church, I think Dr. Evelyn said something, the church is going to have to come together. Because, what you just said, we've lost that. Now you think about the generations that we have now that are coming up. Know nothing about the church. They don't know anything about the struggle. You know, as blacks, where we came from. You know, my husband has this thing. We really don't know who we are. Number one, we don't know who we are. We're the only race that's really unidentified.
Right. But I think that a lot of that is that we have allowed other people to define us. And we have not taken the position of deciding for ourselves who we are.
And I'm not an African American because I did not come from Africa. I am an American of African descent / some others because we all mixed up. You know, an African American is someone who's come from Africa and has gotten their citizenship here in America. So I didn't do that.
That is once again somebody else's
definition. We were Negroes.
We've been all kinds of stuff. Yes, we have.
You know, and that's some of the problem with our youth because they don't really have the identity.
Right.
You know, we have Cinco de Mayo days, and of course we have that one day in.
And it's now become stylish to do all the things that it wasn't good for us to do. You know, when children feel that they are empowered when they get pregnant, or that they're empowered when they go to jail, or that they're empowered when they kill somebody on the street, somewhere in there we have taken out that understanding of there are consequences for bad behavior. And the community has made it acceptable. You know, we'll throw a baby shower for 15-year-olds that's getting ready to give birth instead of somebody saying, okay, we need to do something because our children are being abused, our children are abusing themselves because they don't know what to do.
It's our fault. You know, it is our fault.
When you said that, I wanted to stand up and say high five because that's the truth.
It's our fault. We have neglected to do, and especially, it's the church. From the church, how can we say that we are believers? How can we say that we love Jesus and we neglect to train our children?
We can't be afraid. We can't be afraid. And I've seen us take a position in the church where we don't want to talk about certain things.
That's right.
What better platform?
Listen, you may have to edit this, but let me tell you what the problems. The problem, some of the problem, is education, of course, and sex. People don't want to use that word, But sexual immorality brings on spiritual apostasy. You know, and people don't want to. But that's coming in. You know, is the money in the sex? Well, why are we having children? Because why? They having sex.
Right.
Okay,
exactly. But we don't want to do sex education in school or in church.
And you definitely don't want the preacher to get up and say sex. You know, but this is going on because these children. That's what these children are having sex.
That's right.
Big rats cut holes and little rats run through them. So sex didn't just stop.
Right.
We were doing it too.
Right.
But now it's
but we knew there was consequences.
That's right.
And it was not okay.
And shotgun weddings are gone.
Lord have mercy. That was a good deterrent. Somebody knew that they had to be responsible.
That's right. And that's it. Our young men are not being held responsible, and they think that it's showing their promise to go out and have 6, 7 babies by 6, 7 different girls.
Right.
And I look at our young women, I say, oh my God, you know, and they think that it's cute too.
That's where the teaching in the church comes in, and that it gives you a platform for maintaining a certain standard. And if you don't have that, then you think everything's okay because you're looking at BET. Okay, and everything goes. I want to thank you for your time and for your voice, because it's so important for the women of the church to stand up and say, we're changing this. You know, I look at the political arena and, you know, all these white girls and women are out there. Well, black women have been politically active since the day we came off the plantation. Okay, and long before that. And until we decide that we're going to make sure people know that we, all black women are not no hoochie mamas, everybody not street walking, we're in the church, we're doing things, and we're saving our communities.
You know, let me just say this, but when you said it, when I was in college, I had a class that we had to do a little documentary. So I was sitting with this group. Of course, I was only one of my color in this group. And I was sitting there and I'm listening, you know, and this is really where that feminist stuff came in. Feminism came in from the white woman. Okay, and I had to stop and say, listen, let me tell you something. We had to go to a home, and one of the classmates' homes, we were sitting there. And I said, I need to let you know that I've been free.
Okay?
I've been free. I said, you all are the ones whose husbands held you down. My race, the women in my race have had to take over and become wives and mothers and all that, and become strong women so that we could survive, because our men were taken from us. I can't relate to what you are saying here, because I have not.
That has not been our struggle.
That's not been our struggle.
That has not been our struggle.
It's not been our struggle.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And it's been wonderful.